cover. This is Sandy Credit the Heart. Lots to share. I mean, it's just, a bummer because I lost so many of my videos, but this is the last one of the lost, I think, videos, which is mostly project shares and just to kind of talk through what we've got. And, you can see my desk is a hot mess and a half. I've got my, anyway, and I keep losing cards. So in a previous video, I shared the pink and main subscription box. I think it was for December. One thing I didn't mention is the stamp and die can be found in their bundles area. So after the month is over, if they have extra stamps, it looks like they bundle them up and they put them in their store. So if you are interested in the reading stamp and die, I believe it's available there. So what I did here is I did a combination. I combined Sugar Pea Studios, I think it is. They had released some book stuff. And so one of the things where they released is this cool book. It's a cool book. And so I just added that. And this is, I stenciled the stencil. I used the stencil and some paste, lunar paste there. And I got my little girl reading. And so that was another card that I had made. The other thing that I wanted to share, I had made a bunch of tags for Easter and cards. They went out for Easter, so they're not here, but I have a couple cards left that gives you an idea. I used this newer kind of Easter coffee release from the Not Too Shabby shop for this card. And then these two cards, I used this all planned out one die from Taylor Expressions. This was the free gift for March. That's what I mean when I say sometimes the free gifts are like, whoa. And this is one of those whoa ones. And so I also used a couple pieces of ephemera for this, as well as the paper, the stamp set. I just really, really like it. And these big words, sentiments also came in that stamp set. I think she might still have it. Jane might still have it. The Not Too Shabby shop, if you like it. And so that was a fun one. I've got these cards. Okay, so now we're going into a bunch of product from the Not Too Shabby shop, combining with some Pink Fresh Studio. So Not Too Shabby shop, I think, I want to say it was December, but it could have been November, maybe it's January, came out with sort of 3 stamp sets for their subscription box. It was a whole fairy tale line. So I'm going to show you what I made. And it was 3 stamp sets, I believe. It was 3. One is like a fairies one that feels like Tinkerbell. One was all ones that feel like Belle. And then one that is a combination of different princesses, it feels like. So you guys can let me know what you think. But this is my interpretation of what I think these princesses are. So, and, they have little bits and pieces that are adorable, like the little teapot and the little flower and the little sentiments. But this die right here is the Terranium die from Pink Fresh Studio, and I absolutely love it. You can put so many different things in that die. And they have this rose stamp set die and stencil, came out not very long ago, and I saw someone put it in this die, and it felt very, Beauty and the Beast. And so when you stamp and die and stencil, you get a bigger rose and this little rose, and I kind of cut them apart so I could use them multiple ways. So the paper is also from Not Too Shabby shop as well. But you can see how I cut apart that stamp set, this one stem, like it's that rose in the jar. What is that? Whatever thing, the hourglass, whatever little thing it's in, like a terranium, I don't know. But anyway, that's that card. And I colored her with my Copics. I did a little bit of stickles. And then here's another bell interpretation, and you can see I use the other part of that rose stamp set, and I use some vellum right here, some vellum here, and you can see that one. I love how that came out. Okay, and so I'm using that rose again, but this time I did one of these lattice cards, and I do have how to make this on my channel, but lots of people have made these. And so I made her like, I don't know, I guess like Sleeping Beauty maybe? I don't know, like Aurora? Because I used this pink glitter paper. This was a leftover paper that I gotten from Pink Fresh Studio. But here's me combining, you know, that Pink Fresh Studio paper and the stamp with the Not Too Shabby shop. And I love how that one came out. And then this one is Cinderella. And the castle actually is from Popsicle Sticks on Etsy. She has a bunch of really cute stamps and dies that are Harry Potter themed, but she also has this sort of castle die. And I used some older ephemera from the Not Too Shabby shop, and then this princess is from the Not Too Shabby shop, and it is, I decorated her, colored her kind of like Cinderella. So there's that one, and this is a bigger card. I think it's 5.5 by 5.5. And then this other princess, these are all from Not Too Shabby shop. I made her into Jasmine, and I have this die from Scrappy Boys, not a die, stencil, that makes you can make this castle with that stencil. And so this right here, this die, this is from La La Land Crafts. So I use that die. I use the Scrappy Boys stencil. I made my own magic carpet. This is just a strip of scrap paper, and just made that into a magic carpet. And I colored her sort of like Jasmine. This is Time to Dream. And then this one is like that girl from Tangled. I don't forget what is her name in Tangled. She's supposed to be like Rapunzel. But I used the lantern, because if you've watched Tangled, there is that part where they watch the lanterns go up in the sky. And so that was my interpretation of that. And so this lantern is from Pink Fresh Studio. I had gotten it in the recent virtual retreat. However, it is available in their line, and I used some leftover paper I got from Pink Fresh Studio, and I colored her kind of like Rapunzel. So that's what that one is supposed to be. And then I mailed a card to a coworker, another card that I made using this Terranium die and my Tinkerbell. And that one I colored her like Tinkerbell. But this one is like a fairy godmother. So I colored her like a fairy godmother. I used part of the ephemera that came with this particular line. So this is like Cinderella in her pumpkin carriage, and the fairy godmother. This is Make-A-Wish. So, and then inside I put that in there. So I love how that one came out, and I colored her with my Copics, and I did some stickles. I wish I had that other card to share with you guys because it was really cute, but basically I used the negative of this and made a card where she was colored much like Tinkerbell. So if you like princesses, this is just a really fun one. Thank you so much for watching. This is Sandy Crane at the Heart.